Alright, 2020, here we go. Where's all the flying cars that we were promised? We're in the future, according to all the science fiction shows and movies, etc. Although, could you imagine what flying cars would be like? We can't even get 2 dimensions right. Can you imagine what 3 dimensions would be like? It would be insane. It would be chaotic. And you know why flying cars don't exist, don't you? It's because no one wants them. If people actually wanted flying cars and there was a demand for it, then there'd be a commercial reason for them to exist, which means that a company would have done it by now. It's basic supply and demand. If the demand is not there, then the supply is not there. People don't want flying cars. That's why they don't exist. Anyway, I had this really good intro filmed. I was going over the Harbour Bridge and it's all scenic and looks stunning, and of course, the idiot that I am, I accidentally deleted that file, didn't I? So here we go, scenic Bella Vista instead. Don't you love it? Thank you. Thank you. So I have been away at the start of the year, went to Japan. That was really nice. Really interesting culture too, yeah. I actually really enjoyed it and find myself coming back thinking, yeah, every time you go somewhere and people say, oh, they're such lovely people, and you know, when people say, you know, go to Thailand, they're lovely people, go to here, they're lovely people. Every time you hear that they're lovely people, you think to yourself, if they're lovely people, then what are we? You know, when people talk about Japan and they talk about sort of that classic thing about sort of honor and respect and so on, it's always in movies with some sort of reference to samurai and ninjas and all that sort of shit. But what I saw, that is real. That's a real thing. Like, there really is that rich history of Japan. Really does shape the people that they are. Obviously I won't get into the whole sort of World War bullshit, but yeah, and the history of course is includes some pretty fucked up shit, but you know, my experience with them was just they're just stunning people, but their culture is very focused on community, which I think that it is something that is severely lacking in Western culture. You know, they're so close to their community. Maybe not so much in Tokyo, but certainly everywhere else that we went. You know, there's a real sense of doing the right thing by the community. You know, and I think that's something that's sort of lacking in Western culture. You know, we tend to hide ourselves away in our homes and don't really come out to talk to people. I think that has a bit of a negative effect, personally. But anyway, 2020. How do we... I'm looking forward to doing a little more. At the moment, I must admit, I needed a little bit of a break from just doing this, because I didn't know what this was, and I didn't know what I was really doing with it. And I was kind of, and if I'm going to be totally honest, I was kind of getting a bit bored with it. So I started sort of focusing more on travel videos and stuff like that on a different channel. But I do really enjoy this, and it is a lot more accessible, and I love being on my bike. And I'm very passionate about bikes, so I want to do more. But I think what I need to do is get out more and do more, you know, other than just this shit. Anyway, that's the plan. So I'm hoping this year, 2020, I need to get on the bike more, out on the weekends, and you know, enjoying rides, places, go and see places, and all that sort of stuff. So that's what I'm aiming for. That's my New Year's resolution, is get out and do more shit on the bike. Not a shit on the bike, you know what I mean. Although when people cut you off, sometimes that's just what happens and you can't help yourself. It's just natural. Am I going to get there before these lights change? Yes. Oh, nice timing. So here's a thing that seems to have become a bit of a trend, is reverse filtering. Whoa. Now, what I'm tagging as reverse filtering is that situation where a car decides that it's okay for them to filter past a bike. This has happened to me 3 times in the last 6 months, and twice very recently. Now, some may say that I was kind of inviting it because I was sitting on the right hand side of the lane, but there's a reason why you sit on the right hand side of the lane, is so that you can see down the road, see what's in front of you, and it also is a preparation to filter once the traffic slows back down again, right? But when the traffic's moving at like 40 k's an hour, you can't filter, right? So what you're doing is you're just looking for when the traffic's gonna, you know, you're prepared for filtering as opposed to filtering, which is why you kind of sit over a bit, slot into here. Now, a couple of times that I've done this, where I'm sort of setting up the filter, the car behind me has just decided that they can just go past. Are you serious? What the fuck's wrong with people? Honestly, who in their right mind thinks that that's a good idea? In fact, yesterday's one, I was actually starting to move back over to the left a little more because I knew I wasn't going to be able to filter for a little while. So I was actually settling back into the lane when she went past. And if I had have not seen her, I was already moving and closing that gap. Because, you know what, it's my lane, I can sit wherever the hell I want to sit, thank you very much. A bike can choose where they sit in the lane. That doesn't mean you can stick your stupid ass nose in there. Yeah, we know why this happens, is because people are stupid. Not only is it a lack of intelligence, but more importantly and more frequently, it's a lack of emotional intelligence. It's people who can't control themselves when they get impatient. Anyway, it's just sort of frustrating that there's nothing you can do about it. There's no retaliation. Unfortunately, these are just one of the things that you just have to tolerate as a motorcyclist. People are retarded, voluntarily retarded. Anyway, I was just noticing that my bike has 37,500 Ks on it, and I'm creeping very quickly up towards 40,000 Ks already. Who would have thought? That is a lot. Then I had the thought of, well, I should do a video on that. I should do my most popular video is the 5,000 Ks in, what's it like to live with. Now 40,000 Ks in, what's it like to live with, having gone through all the various maintenance bits and so on. However, what I wanted to do was, in that video, I did compare it a lot to a Ducati Monster. So what I'm actually keen on is there someone who has a Ducati Monster that they'd be willing to sort of do a little swap ride for, so I can do a bit of a comparison. I thought that'd be interesting. An interesting way to see the 40th birthday of this bike. Anyway, nice to be back. Stay safe and have fun. See you guys.